This is Aiden Ackerman, and this is my presentation on subsidized and unsubsidized student loans. So, this is the first article that I summarized. And basically, students need to use loans to pay for their education. And there are two types of loans, subsidized and unsubsidized, and they're both available for undergraduate students. Subsidized loans are given based on need and do not build up interest, but while the student is in school or when the loans are deferred after graduation. And then unsubsidized loans immediately build up interest and they result in a larger balance than what was borrowed if you skip an in-school payment. And the government sets the interest rate on subsidized and unsubsidized loans. There's no minimum credit score required for either of them. And then students also have to complete a FAFSA to become eligible for these loans. And with subsidized loans, the government pays for the interest if the student is enrolled in school for at least half time. And with subsidized loans, no payments are due until 6 months after the student leaves school. Graduate students do not qualify for subsidized loans. And subsidized loans are for lower income undergraduate borrowers. And the school does determine the amount of subsidized loans that a student is eligible for. On the other hand, unsubsidized loans aren't based on financial need, and the students are responsible for the interest that accumulates the moment the loan is taken out. Graduate students can apply for unsubsidized loans, and these loan limits are lower than subsidized loans. It's important to prioritize unsubsidized loans first because they build up interest while the student is in school, so they'll have a larger remaining balance. And unsubsidized loans will be larger unless you pay the interest while you're in school. So that was my summary for the first article. This is the second article, and this is my summary. Subsidized and unsubsidized loans are federal student loans for students to help pay the cost of a four-year college, community college, or trade, career, or technical school. Subsidized loans have better terms to help students who have financial needs. And the school determines the amount you can borrow and the amount that can't exceed your financial need. That amount can't exceed your financial need. And the U.S. Department of Education pays for the interest on subsidized loans while the student is in school for at least half time, and for the first 6 months after you leave school and during a period of postponement of loan payments. And then unsubsidized loans are available to undergraduates and graduate students. So with subsidized loans, graduate students are not eligible for them. The unsubsidized loans have no requirement of financial needs, and the student is responsible for paying the interest on an unsubsidized loan during all periods. Unsubsidized and subsidized student loans vary depending on what year you are in school and whether you are a dependent or an independent student. And if the total loan amount you receive over the course of your education reaches the aggregate loan limit, the student is not eligible to receive additional loans. And then if the student repays some loans to bring that outstanding debt below the aggregate loan limit, the student can borrow a loan again. Graduate and professional students enrolled in certain health profession programs can receive additional unsubsidized loan amounts each academic year. There's a higher aggregate limit for these students, and then for a student to be eligible for either type of loan, they must be enrolled in school for half time. We talked about that before. They need to complete a FAFSA. And if the student's a first-time borrower on or after July 1st of 2013, there's a limit on the maximum period of time that they can receive subsidized loans. This limit does not apply to unsubsidized loans. The maximum eligibility period is based on the length of the student's current program of study. The maximum eligibility period can change if you change to a program that has a different length. Losing interest subsidy occurs when a certain type of enrollment causes the student to become responsible for the interest that builds up on subsidized loans. There is a loan fee on all subsidized and unsubsidized loans. And before your loan money is disbursed, the student may cancel all or part of their loan at any time by notifying their school. Thank you so much. That was my presentation 4.